Hello, everybody, and welcome to another podcast of the Catholic Talk Show. We got a really fun show for you today. It's about how the Catholic Church created New Year's Day. Come on now.
Yeah, we're going to talk about which pope actually made January 1st, New Year's Day. We're going to talk about when the church's year actually starts. We're going to talk about what you should be doing today liturgically and your obligation. And we're going to talk about Jesus's foreskin.
So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, happy.
As always, we're here with Father Rich Pagano and Ryan Scheel. How you guys doing? Happy New Year.
Good. Happy New Year. You
Happy
pointed to
New
me
Year.
when you said Father Rich.
Oh,
yeah.
It was a delayed response.
That's all right.
Well, my beard is in actual potentia. Like I have the potential of my beard growing from soap opera-esque beard to the fuller manhood, bro man looking beard that Ryan Scheel has. So I'll get
some
there.
conditioner beard type. Yeah.
That beard is luxuriant, man. It's so soft.
I think I have to rub a potato on my face to make my hair grow a little bit longer. Isn't that like a wives' tale or something? Everybody got a potato in their pocket, right? No,
New Year, same old Catholic talk show, huh?
That's one of my New Year's resolutions. I actually want to grow out a longer beard.
There you go.
Right? Isn't that a good one?
Good. I like it.
All that takes is time and gumption.
Yeah, I don't. I've been asking for that.
What, gumption? What have you been asking
You guys
for?
are like, you're working mentally way too fast for
man,
me.
we're with you, bro.
We're with you, bro.
We wouldn't go anywhere
Hey,
without you.
bro. So what is this show about? Like, yeah, we heard
New
about
Year's,
it. Like,
man.
New
And
Year's.
The church invented it.
The church
Yeah.
invented and created New Year's and set the calendar so that the reason that you woke up today with a raging hangover and you're watching football on TV today and maybe eating pork and sauerkraut or whatever it is you do
Better
for
be
New
going
Year's
to
Day.
mass.
You
Right.
can totally blame the church.
Blame and thank the church, depending on your state this
How
morning.
you're feeling. Oh, Holy Mother Church.
You guys have a good New Year's? You guys ready for 2019?
I'm totally ready for 2019.
Yeah, Brian's taking his clothes off. He's like,
Come on at
2019,
me, bro.
new me.
Come at me. Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro.
Come on,
Come on, man,
2019. You ain't got
Let's
nothing
do
on
it.
me.
Come on, bro. Yeah. All right, he's throwing down.
That's for
Delacroix is
the
throwing
YouTube
down.
family.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to see that. Actually,
Yeah.
just if you're actually watching, why don't you just go ahead and listen
Just
on
download,
iTunes?
yeah. Just minimize this window.
minimize
We'll
it.
let you know when it's safe.
Why did we lose so many YouTube subscribers?
We're looking at the
understand.
analytics, and there's a huge drop off right around the 2 minute and 58 second marker.
Oh my gosh, Ryan Delacroix is taking off his clothes. Oh Lord, it's New Year's.
man.
New Year's.
It is.
All right.
It is.
What an exciting time, though, honestly, and I'm glad that the church has such a role in respect to the New Year's celebration, as well as within the octave of Christmas, and as its relation to the Blessed Virgin Mary as Mother of God, the one who is the Theotokos. She gave birth to God.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys have a good Christmas?
Oh man,
Yeah, it was awesome.
Good stuff.
ho ho ho, man.
Yeah. We're still in Christmas, though. Liturgically, we're still in Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. And that's a really important point that we have to always keep in front of our mind is like Christmas Day is just the beginning of 12 glorious days in the
12
feast.
days of Christmas.
Yeah, it's the 12 days of Christmas, man.
They start
Gotta
on
remember
Christmas.
that.
Yeah.
We gotta get better
Epiphany.
at celebrating that, honestly.
Yeah, I know, man. It's like, come on. It's like you're gonna have Lent. It's like 40 days, man. Like
Yeah.
you get 12 days of party
Let's
and
really
like
celebrate.
rejoice.
Well, we always take our Christmas tree down 13 days after Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And and at home we call it Russian Christmas, which is the 6th.
How do you practice that?
Have another little kind of happy little Christmas send-off party. Nice meal, maybe small little gift or something like that. Then we take the Christmas tree down, put everything away.
Oh, that's nice.
It is.
Yeah.
Came from
there's
my
an
wife's
idea.
side of the family.
Yeah. There's other practices that I've heard families give gifts each day, and then the greatest gift is given at the end of Christmas.
Yeah.
That's
It's
cool.
kind of a cool idea.
But we're talking New Year's.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah,
New
New
Year's
Year's.
right now.
So the reason
That's
that today,
2018, bro.
yeah, you're so 2000 and late teen.
Yeah, but bro, I mean, it's within the octave, so we're still celebrating Christmas. Hello.
Get with the program.
So
The future.
January 1st was not always New Year's Day. In fact, you know what day the year used to start on?
Tell us.
April 1st.
Oh man, that's
Or
awesome.
sometimes March 25th.
April Fool's Day.
That's why we call
trying to
people
fool me.
Hold on.
Sucker.
Come on, sucker.
So
Trying to fool me, man.
I'm starting a new year, man.
Oh,
So
no. Not on April 1st. Not me.
in the 1570s, 1580s, Pope Gregory recognized that the calendar was off. We cover this in another episode.
Yeah.
But he recognized that the calendar was off and
Leap years were
leap years
invented.
because of that. So they had the whole rescheduling of the calendar, removed 10 days, accounted for leap days, leap years, all those types of things. And in the papal bull Intergravisissimus. Yeah, you guys try to pronounce that.
perfect pronunciation from Ryan.
Well, I'm the only one who tries to pronounce this stuff. You guys are just like, dur, 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 dur. Yeah.
Intergravisissimus.
Well, after I said it.
That's just
Intergravissimus. Okay, so in that papal bull,
Intergravissimus.
they rescheduled the calendar into what is now known as the Gregorian calendar away from the Julian calendar. As part of that, he set January 1st as the New Year's Day. Now, Protestants, well, they're not going to have any of this papish nonsense. We're not going to.
Oh no.
Well, no, we're not going to listen to the Pope of Rome who sits on a throne of lies. We're not going to do it because we're good Protestants in England and we don't believe in that popey guy.
Way to be charitable there, Ryan. The popey guy.
Right. They said
At least he
worse.
didn't say poopy.
So,
He sits on his poop chair.
all right. So, okay. You know what? Okay.
I was fooling y'all.
You know, I thought in 2019 we weren't going to go on tangents, but we're going to.
Oh, we're totally on tangents.
Okay,
right
in the
now.
Vatican, they have, you said the poop chair and the Pope. Okay, this is a tangent.
We love
The
it.
actual chair that they say is St. Peter's, some historians say, actually, this was not a chair typical of the time of St. Peter in Rome. Actually, it looks more like a Roman era toilet.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's not really his chair though.
But it might have been, and he might have just repurposed it, and it was originally a toilet chair.
Okay. That's very glorious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Praise be to God.
I mean, is your toilet that ornate?
It's white.
Sometimes.
It's like everybody else's.
Depends what he ate the night before. Thai food.
Talk about ornamentation.
All right, so back to
there. So anyway, the Protestants did not want to follow the Pope's calendar, so they continued to celebrate New Year's Day on April 1st. That is where we get the term April Fool's Day.
Love it.
Because anybody who didn't follow the Pope and didn't recognize that this calendar was scientifically wrong, that they were still following, was a fool.
I pity the fool.
So
Pity
they
the
are
fool.
April Fools because they didn't follow the Pope, they followed their own
That's
Protestant
funny.
foolish calendar.
That's funny. That's that's where that all comes. And then, the tradition now is like you kind of just play a joke on somebody, right? Or like,
Now, the church has already been in its new year for a while now. When does the church's new year start?
Advent.
Yeah, 4 Sundays before Christmas. So we're already deep into the new liturgical year.
deep.
Deep into it.
Deep.
That's not funny.
I'm just laughing.
Deep.
Deep.
With a little bit of an elephant. Deep.
All right.
Let's go deeper.
All right. So what should everyone be doing today? What should they have done?
Set resolutions.
Go to mass.
Why is it that the priest gets it wrong and the seminary dropout got it?
Dude, but what is the greatest resolution that you could do every single
Oh, look at
New
him walking
Year's?
that back.
No, I'm going to walk it back because the greatest resolution is to go to the holy sacrifice of Mass every day.
Okay, dude.
Okay, no one's buying
Move
that.
on.
You lose.
Start.
You lose.
You lost that
I
one.
lose?
You
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah. We
You
should
get nothing.
Hey,
Nada.
Hey,
You
we should
suck.
Do you know what nada is? It's like a light chicken gravy.
Why are you guys so mean to me?
Because you're wrong.
You're wrong, man. That should
Today-
have been Inquisition.
Yeah, January 1st is a holy day of obligation. It is the feast of
the motherhood of God, the solemnity of the Mother of God.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a really great feast day to start the new year.
Mm-hmm. And it's the 8th day, so it's the octave of Christmas.
Mhm.
And on the 8th day, traditionally too, it's where you recognize the bris of Jesus Christ, the circumcision of Jesus Christ.
Right. Now, in the old 1962 missal, the 8th day of the octave of Christmas was the purification of Mary, which meant that Mary, according to Jewish custom, on the 8th day after giving childbirth, would go to the temple to be ritualistically cleaned, and they would present Jesus to the temple for his circumcision.
Wow.
So, the central focus of this too, as Mother of God, and relationship to the role of the parents in bringing Jesus for the circumcision, and also this whole concept of the Christmas season continuing to be celebrated, to really reflect on the gift of what we receive at Christmas in Jesus is similarly reflected in the motherhood of God, the motherhood of the Blessed Virgin Mary.
And the obedience that she showed in the Jewish tradition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that she fulfills these laws. She fulfills these ritualistic practices. And we fulfill a ritual, and we fulfill
falafel.
But we fulfill that solemnity. Like there's solemnity certainly in Christmas, but on the first day of the new year, we're fulfilling a ritual practice and memorializing, remembering what God did through the Theotokos, through this woman who said yes to God's plan for our salvation.
So now Mary was declared the Theotokos at?
That was the Council of Nicaea, right? Or Ephesus.
Ephesus, 431.
Ephesus. Sorry, you threw Nicaea out, so I followed you.
Nicaea.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah. But I got it the second time.
That's Ephesus. Right. So yeah, Ephesus. So the
what was
idea,
that, 430?
431.
431.
So the celebration of that, of today, is the solemnity of Mary, Mother of God, really does have its roots in that Ephesian council. And it's one of the more important councils. When they actually had that council and the laity were waiting outside for the bishops to make their decision, when the word leaked out that they had indeed declared, defined the concept of the motherhood of Christ, there was a huge party. Everyone started freaking out. They had big parades and celebrations. It was like the biggest party that ever happened to Ephesus because they were so happy that they had confirmed definitively that Mary was, yes, the Mother of God, the Theotokos. Pretty cool story. I can only imagine.
I like to party on the 1st.
I don't think this is on January 1st.
No, I mean in celebration of her motherhood.
I know.
I'm not celebrating the council or anything.
Oh, the council, you can too.
Now, my favorite thing is to go visit her in Mexico City, Our Lady of Guadalupe. There's no greater way to bring in the new year than to be with Mama.
Yeah, that was a great trip.
Oh, truly, truly. In his apostolic letter, Pope Paul VI, Marialis Cultus, the cult of Mary, the culture that is related to the praxis of honoring her.
We're talking about praxis. You're never going to be able to say that word without us bringing up Allen Iverson, the truth, AI.
And he goes on to say, this celebration placed on January 1st is meant to commemorate the part played by Mary in the mystery of salvation. And I want to make a kind of parenthetical comment here that each of us have a part to play in this way of life and fulfilling the role of our identity as baptized members of Christ. We have a role in the mystery of salvation as well. And Mary is this example, for us. And it's so important to realize her as the model of Christians, all Christians. It is meant, as he continues, Paul VI, also to exalt the singular dignity which this mystery brings to the Holy Mother, through whom we were found worthy to receive the author of life. It is likewise a fitting occasion for renewing adoration of the newborn Prince of Peace, for listening once more to the glad tidings of the angels, and for imploring from God through the Queen of Peace the supreme gift of peace. Paul VI gives us such an insight.
Paul.
St. Paul
now.
VI, excuse me. St. Paul VI just recently canonized.
Wow, I didn't know
A few
that.
months ago.
Yeah, a few months ago.
Where were you? Hiding under a rock?
I was hiding in my house.
He's with Oscar Romero.
Yeah.
At that recent canonization. But to realize that this is a season of peace, and how does this gift at Christmas of the personhood of God, the author of our salvation, this newborn Prince of Peace, how is this peace entering more deeply into your life, and how can you proceed into this new year in this state of peace and maintaining that place with Christ and Our Lady in that state? That would be a wonderful resolution in and of itself.
Yeah.
So the solemnity of Mary, Mother of God, replaced in the calendar the Feast of the Purification and the Feast of the Circumcision in 1969 when they rescheduled the liturgical calendar in the papal bull, or maybe it was a papal letter, Mysterii Paschalis. So that changed the liturgical calendar. But before, like you said, it was the Feast of the Purification and the Circumcision. Now, we know you're not a rabbi, right? But what happens at a circumcision?
The foreskin is chopped off of the
Chopped off.
It's sawed off.
Oh my God.
Sawed off?
No, I was joking about the chop using just different terminologies.
That's fine.
Well,
Surgically removed. Should we say that? That's probably more.
That's not really surgically.
Yeah, it is.
I went to my buddy Ellie. He's a rabbi.
You have to be
in
very
Jacksonville.
careful.
Oh, of course. Well,
He's
yeah,
at
you
the
just
Chabad
want to
at the
go
beaches.
swinging things around there.
My buddy at the Chabad in Jacksonville Beach, Ellie, he had his bris for his son, and we met in the hospital because he was ministering to the Jewish members, and we hung out. And we spent a few
Priest and a
evenings
rabbi
together.
walk into a bar.
And we both like scotch, so I mean we developed a really cool friendship. And he invited me to his son's bris, but I found it was absolutely fascinating because he's very, very conservative, very traditional rabbi, and so at this bris, the whole middle section of the sanctuary, if you will, like was loaded with food, and then in the corner, that's where the bris took place, where three people performed it, but it was all in the context of like this kind of party. And it's kind of neat because New Year's is a big party.
Yeah.
And New Year's Day, traditionally held, was we remembered the bris, the circumcision of Jesus, and it brings people together.
Yeah.
And there's a sense of joy there's celebration, there's purpose for the celebration. And what could we celebrate more than peace?
Yeah.
So you guys know when Jewish New Year's is?
No.
I love how Shield just kind of like types over there, and
It's
then
like
he throws
he's
it at us.
Googling
He's
something.
like, and he gets it. and
I
then
knew
he's like-
this, but I had to
and then he's
confirm the
like-
second
he's
part
like,
of it.
So guys,
Do you
tell
know?
me, do
Do
you
you
know? And I'm
No.
like,
I don't even have a computer machine.
Well, I knew the actual New Year's, but I had to confirm what year they're in. So Rosh Hashanah is
Rosh
when-
Hashanah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for the Jewish calendar, it's actually the year 5779. Interesting.
That is interesting.
So 5,779 years since the creation of Adam, according to the Jewish calendar.
Wow.
Or the book was
Would it-
written.
Is it Adam or is it Abraham?
Adam.
Really?
Vinny was circumcised by a rabbi.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
My son Vinny. He was just walking around the hospital.
He's like, hey, babies, bring out your babies.
Hey, Rabbi, come here.
He was-
I got my son Vinny.
He was born on Thanksgiving Day. And so we went to the hospital and there was no staff. I mean, we had a doctor on call, but they're like, well,
Vinny, in 10 years, you're going to listen to this episode. You're like, Dad, dude, why would you bring this whole story up?
well, I mean, he's walking down the hall and my wife was like, go grab that rabbi. And I was like, all right. So nice guy.
I mean, I guess,
So hold on. It happened in the hospital?
Yeah. It wasn't a bris. It was just
And the rabbi,
yeah.
that is awesome.
Dude, rabbis know how to do that stuff.
Oh, bro, I would be calling my buddy Ellie. I'd be
Yeah.
like, yo, if I had,
They know how to
if I
do
had-
that.
If I had sons, I'd be bringing
That's
them.
like part of training.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Seminary training.
Yeah.
So this leads us to another important point. No pun intended. The Feast of the Circumcision meant that Jesus was, like any Jewish male, should have been circumcised. And by the very virtue of that process, there means that there is now leftover foreskin.
Jesus' foreskin.
Jesus's. Do you know what that is called?
Is there a tradition?
Yeah.
That's what we're getting into right now.
What's the Jewish tradition of
like
after?
No.
Do they put it in a box or something?
It's a putz, isn't it?
It's a prepuce.
A prep.
The Holy Prepuce.
A putz is when like you're
putz?
not leaving on time. Like, what are you doing? You're putzing around.
No, you're a real putz.
I thought that was the foreskin.
So whenever he's calling someone a putz, he thinks he's calling him a foreskin.
That's why
Why are you putzing around? Oh,
that's why I always call you putz, Ryan. I'm
Yeah,
like, hey,
Delacrosse, he's a real foreskin.
putz.
Wow.
Putz.
So no, that would mean that the very foreskin of Jesus was left behind, right?
Mhm.
So even after the ascension into heaven, there is a piece of Jesus's physical body left on earth, right?
remains.
Not remains, because remains denote.
He's
Death.
got remaining.
Yeah, this is the Holy Prepuce.
Don't tell me that there's some shrine with that in it.
How long have you been Catholic?
Well, if this is any indicator whether or not I know where Jesus's foreskins
No,
are.
it's not. You just know Catholicism.
Yeah.
Do you think that,
they're going to put it in a box.
know they're going to put it in a box and make a shrine out of it? There's not going to be Jesus' foreskin, and they're not going to not make a church around
please
this.
don't tell me that. That's all.
I'm sorry. Sorry to break it to you, but Catholicism, let's keep it weird, Catholicism. There was 8 of them.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So there was a long tradition of the Holy Prepuce. Now, the first mention of it, and the one that really tradition holds, is the actual holy foreskin of the infant baby Jesus, was given to the Pope by Charlemagne. And Charlemagne had gotten it as a wedding gift when he married Empress Irene of Constantinople, who got it from a long line of apostolic succession. They passed down the Holy Prepuce.
I have a gift for you.
Yeah, a wedding gift.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What is it? Foreskin.
And then they kneel
Yeah.
before it.
And then when the Pope crowned Charlemagne, the first emperor of the West, in 1814 on Christmas Day, Charlemagne gave it as a Christmas gift to the Pope.
Jeez. So it kind of circled back from royalty back to the church.
Yep. But yeah, having given it to him on Christmas Day.
That would make a great movie.
Dude.
What kind of movie? No, that would not make a great movie.
I was joking.
You're such a
You're such a putz. What would have made a good movie? What no part of it.
Which, by the way, public service announcement, putz actually does have a connotation in Yiddish to penis.
Jiddish?
Yeah, it's Yiddish.
I don't speak Jiddish.
So then, absolutely, I was somewhat in the
You
same
were putzing
field.
around?
Putzing around.
Yeah, you putzing
I was
around.
putzing around online trying
on the
to
internet?
figure out what putz actually meant.
So now here's the thing.
It's called etymology, Ryan.
I get it.
So here's the thing. That was the first and the one that most people consider as the Holy Prepuce, right? The foreskin. But as any relics, there was always competing ones, and this king or that one would say, well, we actually have it. So by the time of the late 1800s, there was actually 8 Holy Prepuces cruising around. Not cruising around, but in churches where people said
Putzing around.
Putzing around. Very appropriate.
How many were there at the outset?
8.
Well, you would imagine one.
Oh, they chop things
they
up.
dissect
No, but they
subdivided.
There was 8 competing claims for
Okay. The one.
the one.
Gotcha.
Wow.
And
Well, that's kind of a,
it's no good.
I can't, huh?
That's no good.
Yeah, that's not good.
So Pope Leo XIII was pretty irritated by this.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys there's 8 of them. There's no backing for any this one or that one. So he actually decreed that anyone who talked about the holy foreskin of Jesus was excommunicated.
Oh, man.
Don't worry, we're cool. that excommunication threat has passed.
Okay, yeah, good.
Woo.
Yeah.
Good.
Lord have mercy. That made me nervous.
So now there's this great mystery of where's Waldo or Jesus
Or the foreskin.
or the foreskin to be precise.
Yeah.
Well, this is a
Where
wonderful
is
thing
it?
to
Do we know
talk
where it is?
about for New Year's.
Yeah,
Well, actually, it was,
man, great idea for the show,
How
guys.
did we get here? I wasn't expecting this.
I wasn't either.
well, if you know anything about Catholicism or the Catholic Talk Show, you just know that you never know where it's going to end up.
yeah, that's
So
true.
happy New Year's.
We never know where it's going
and
to end.
neither,
Sometimes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Neither do the hosts.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's,
So here's one last thing about the Holy Prepuce. Ready? It's missing.
Yeah.
It's missing.
oh no.
So in 1983, the village priest of the church where
Why does it have to be a
I'm telling you, this is a great movie, guys.
it's like Ocean's 9.
that schmuck putz village priest.
So the priest, Don Dario, for some reason, he thought it was a good idea to take the relic out of the church and put it in a shoebox in his home and put it in his dresser.
Brilliant.
Sure. Okay. Well, one day he came home and he realized that his house had been broken into. And in his top drawer where he had some money in his socks and stuff was the Holy Prepuce. And that was what was taken.
This is one
You
of
can't
the
make
eight,
this stuff
one of
up.
the 8 that were already
Right.
sort of made
Allegedly.
up. So this is one of the alleged precipituses.
Now, people were afraid that Satanists and neo-Nazis or whoever stole it. So this really actually could get into a pretty crazy movie. It goes from Charlemagne to Nazis and Satanists.
Can we cast Tom Hanks in this movie?
Is he going to have that horrible mullet haircut?
I'm thinking like Steven Seagal. Somebody with a man bun.
No, not Seagal. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh yeah.
He could be Don Dario.
Oh gosh.
When I break in, he could do the splits. Tear his foreskin.
Ouch. Anyway.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So, I think we broke Ryan.
And literally the glasses are broken. If you're not watching, Ryan's glasses are now broken.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. I just
Split.
I had an image
Yeah.
come through my mind. Sorry.
You just had
Talk about blood sport.
holy time cop.
Well,
Yeah, happy New Year's.
What a pleasure, guys.
So,
Thank you.
guys, 2019, make sure you tune in to CatholicTalkShow.com. And for the whole next year and hopefully longer, you'll be able to listen to conversations as enriching and enlightening as the one we just had.
Just like these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
could-
our souls are like in a better place now.
Oh, yeah.
And theirs are too.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Unless they're the ones who stole the Holy Foreskin.
And we're sending Tom Hanks or Steven Seagal.
Or Jean-Claude Van
Or
Damme.
Jean-Claude
No
Van Damme.
Toms.
Yeah.
Screw it, all three of them.
All three of them. They're all three of them, Adam.
Yeah, they're the Holy Prepuce gang.
You just see 'em
Explosions
walking like
behind them, foreskins flying everywhere.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my God. Lord, have mercy on us.
All right, so
Please have mercy on us, Lord.
let's do an Inquisition to start the new year.
Ooh,
We're going to take it easy on you
Oh, really?
because we're going to beat you up this year real bad.
Oh, man.
2019 is going to be a rough year for you.
It's the year of the arm bar to your face.
Oh.
Why would it be that?
I don't know. You said we're gonna,
Yeah, but I was
Dear,
going to ask some theologically loaded questions that
Right.
have very deep intricacy and nuance. You're just like going to
no,
blast
it's
through
a,
them.
it's a kind of a proverbial. It's an analogous.
It's a
thing.
theological drop kick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an arm bar actually.
An arm bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, bring it.
Theological.
All right.
Bring your arm bar.
Now we're gonna make it easy on you. So, what's your resolution for the new year?
Well, I try to approach my resolutions each year in similar fashion. So, one is intellectual, one spiritual, another just physiological. So, it's always inclusive of a certain aspect of exercise. And then spiritually, I really have a great desire to enter more securely on the Camino. So just the whole concept of pilgrimage, and I'm hoping, God willing, I feel drawn to Camino Santiago de Compostela this year. So that is going to be, I'm going to be in preparation for kind of walking in nature and reflecting and meditating. So I'm going to be employing that spiritually, is getting more out, getting out to the beach, getting out, on trails and hiking, walking. And then obviously in preparation for me to participate in the Camino, God willing, this summer. And
bring extra socks.
So I've got to really, build up the calluses.
Toughen those feet up. Tenderfoot.
I do have tender feet. Very, very, very.
We're gonna need him for the show.
Yeah.
and then intellectually, I've been really drawn back to Aristotle, and I've got the Nicomachean Ethics and on my desk. So I'm hoping to crack open that, and then Aristotle's Politics and culture and arts and music and stuff like that. So I hope to jump back into that material and really immerse myself back in Aristotle.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
For
super ambitious.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a lot because it's 2 books in a year,
Yeah, but more than that, all the other stuff you were talking about.
Exercise in the Camino, get outside and walk in nature and just kind of make that a regular habit. Not that I'm doing that every day, but that I'm making a concerted effort every week to get outside and walk and hike and do something. Yeah.
Well, Happy New Year's, guys.
Yeah, Happy New Year's.
Catholic Talk Show 2019. Here it goes.
Literally 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year's!